Hi everyone, Marian here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing my labor and delivery story for my beautiful new baby boy, Corey. If you guys haven't met him yet, I'll give you a little hi. If you want to see more of Corey's first days, by the way, I have a little vlog of our time in the hospital. Oh no, oh no. But I really wanted to make this video because I wanted to share a positive labor and delivery experience. I was able to deliver Corey naturally without any interventions or pain medications, etc. And it really was the most amazing experience. My doula asked me to describe it for her, and I just said euphoric. It was absolutely euphoric. And I was really determined to deliver naturally this time around because I had a really unfortunately traumatic experience delivering my son Max, who's 2.5 years old, and it took about a year to recover physically, and I think I'm still recovering mentally from that experience. And I actually filmed the labor and delivery story for his birth as one of the first videos I ever filmed for my YouTube channel, so I'll link that one below. But I really believe that a lot of the hardship I had from that birth was because of the epidural. So for me, I really wanted to try to deliver naturally this time around and to avoid all of that trauma, especially because Corey is the second one, and I knew it would be that much harder to come home when I wasn't feeling my best, having Max here at home, not being able to be like the mom that I wanted to be to him if I was really in bad shape from delivering Corey. So yes, but thankfully we had such an amazing experience. I want to share with you guys how I did it and some tips and tricks if you're pregnant or looking to deliver naturally for what I did that helped. So the first thing I really recommend is finding inspiration, just like hopefully this video right here. The first thing I watched that really convinced me that I could deliver naturally was one of my favorite YouTubers, Louise Pentland, shared her birth story for her daughter Pearl. She had also had a traumatic first delivery with her older daughter Darcy and really wanted to deliver naturally the second time around. And she's the first to say she's not like a marathon runner. She doesn't go to the gym every day. She's not that type of person. So the fact that she could deliver naturally even though she wasn't like super fit or, you know, had the best like mental self-control kind of thing really convinced me that I could do it too. And then I just invested really in learning how to deliver naturally. I bought a book about hypnobirthing, which I'll link down below. That was really helpful to me. It also had a app that you could listen to meditations to go with it. So I downloaded and practiced with those meditations. And then I hired a doula. And that is actually my best pro tip is having someone to coach you through the labor and delivery process who just like believes in you that you can do it was the most helpful. My husband and I always joke that I had like the lowest pain tolerance, and we were just kind of both convinced I wasn't going to be able to do it. But because I had my doula in the room who was like, yes, you're gonna do it. Not only can you do it, you will do it. It really made all the difference, and she helped me believe in myself, and she just like coached me through the whole process. So I'll explain a little bit more when I get into the timeline, but those are my best tips. Hey everyone, surprise, I'm back. It's a new day. I know you're probably thinking, what the heck just happened? What happened was I moved ever so slightly while I was filming that video yesterday, and for some reason my camera decided to focus on my dog that was sitting right there and not me. So for the rest of that entire video that I just filmed, my face was super blurry and the dog's face was crystal clear. And as I was editing it, I was like, I kind of want to just leave this, but it was honestly too distracting to watch. So here I am the next day filming this for you. So where was I? So the first sort of like magical, amazing component of this birth story is that as soon as I found out my son was due on March 1st, I was like, nope, he's going to be born on February 19th or February 21st. I don't know why, but I told all my friends and family that it was going to happen, and I just really believed it. And I like believed in that positive energy and that positive thought process. I just kept telling myself he will be born on 38 weeks. He will come like when I want him to. He will come February 19th or 21st. I don't know why I was so set on that, but like I used all my mental energy and just believed it. In the end, he was born an hour and a half off from my expectations, which was February 18th at almost 11 p.m. So it's just amazing. Like I don't know how the universe works. I don't understand the like magic, belief, whatever it is, faith, but I know that I focused my mental energy on getting him here at 38 weeks. Again, it's because, I don't know, the 40th week for me with Max was so hard, and because he was measuring big, I guess I just really wanted him to be born at 38 weeks. But yeah, it's another incredible component of the story is that he was, like, it's just amazing. And yeah, there are so many aspects of this birth story to me that are just amazing. And I focused so much towards the end of pregnancy on like being as healthy as I could be, doing everything I could to like get labor to get started naturally, and just doing all the exercises that were recommended to me for a easy and quick delivery, and like it worked. So I don't know like who can say why these things happened the way they did, but I do believe in the power of the mind and the power of positive energy and positive thoughts. So I don't know, it was just a reaffirming life situation to have it happen that way. It was a Monday morning, February 18th, and I had a appointment with my midwife. I had no contractions, no cramping, no nothing. I went to the appointment and we actually talked about induction because my baby was measuring big, and like I was just super paranoid about delivering an enormous baby, and I really wanted to induce at 39 weeks, and because they're a midwife practice they won't induce until like 41 weeks. So anyways, it was just a stressful back and forth appointment. After that, I decided to go get a pedicure. This was something I had planned to treat myself with towards the end of pregnancy for a while, but I never actually had scheduled it. But after that frustrating midwife appointment, I was like, you know what? Today's the day I'm gonna get my pedicure. So I drove pretty far to a like sort of nicer place that I love. And to my own fault, I did not have an appointment, but whatever, it's a long story. I drove all the way there, waddled my huge self up to the place, and they're like, sorry, we don't have any appointments today. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this day is just going all kinds of wrong. So waddled myself back to the car, drove all the way back home, and at that point I was in a bad mood, and that's when the cramping started. So I just think it's funny because Max, who was born on his due date, my labor actually started at Pottery Barn Kids while ordering this rocking chair because it took so freaking long and I was getting really annoyed, and I swear it sent me into labor. So my theory is that being annoyed sends me into labor. I don't know, because that's what happened with this baby. And like I mentioned, I was just so convinced I was going to deliver at 38 weeks, but at the same time it felt just like a dream come true for it to really happen. So it was this mixed feeling of like, I can't believe this is happening, but also like, oh my gosh, I want this to happen so badly. So anyways, that is just like what I was feeling throughout the day. So after the failed pedicure appointment, I had plans to meet my friend for coffee. And as I was getting ready to drive to meet her, I thought I'm just gonna put my labor and delivery bag in my car. I don't know why, but I was like, I don't feel like I'm in labor. Yes, I have some cramping, but I had had some Braxton Hicks like a week or two before, and I was certain that's what it was. But I was like, well, just in case, I'll put my bag in the car. So on the way there, it did feel like it was getting strong, but I was, again, it was a mixture of like desperately wanting this to happen right then, but being convinced it was not going to. And so I definitely was feeling it on the way there. During the coffee, I barely felt anything. I think I was just distracted chatting to my friend. But on the way back, that's when I was like, I want to start timing these because these are getting really strong. And I was going to pick up my son from his grandma's house, and I thought, should I just leave him there? Because that's the plan, was when I go to the hospital that his grandparents would take him. But I was like, no, let me see how it goes there. Like, if I'm really in a super lot of pain, I'll leave him there, but I think I want to take him home. So I got there and I was like, you know what, I'm okay. But I did say to his grandma, I was like, it might be tonight, just FYI, it might happen tonight, but also might not. So I picked him up, we went home, and I just wanted to like shower and just like do some stuff around the house. But within half an hour of being home, the contractions were super strong. And again, I didn't think I was going into labor, but I knew I was in pain. So I called my husband. I told him to come home from work because I said, even though I don't think I'm in labor, I think you should come home because I can't like take care of Max right now. I'm just in too much pain. So I just put on Sesame Street and we just like hung out on the couch till my husband got home. Then when he got home, that's when things like really kicked off. I went upstairs and just like focused on what was going on and tried to like feel my body and figure out what the heck was going on. I called my doula, I called my midwife, and basically because I was GPS positive, my midwife suggested I just come into the hospital. The thing with being GPS positive is you need to get a dose of antibiotics when you start labor to protect the baby. So because of that, I was like, let's just go to the hospital, let's get those antibiotics, because if I do deliver tonight, I really want this baby to not have to go to the NICU, which is something that could happen if you don't get the antibiotics. So that was really like the driving force of me going to the hospital. It wasn't really the pain of the contractions, but thankfully I went because we drove to the hospital about 7, got there 7:30. We were in our labor labor delivery room by 8, and at 10:30 p.m. the baby was born. So it was a good thing I got there. And I just used my hypnobirthing tactics throughout the whole labor and delivery, and I loved the experience. I honestly did. Like, yes, there's pain involved, but I was singing and dancing my way through it. I had my Jewish music on, so I felt like very spiritual. It was in my headphones, and I was just totally in my own world. I don't know what nurses were there, what midwives, like I have no idea what was going on. I had my eyes closed and I was dancing and singing the whole time. So during each contraction, my doula really helped me. We just like had different positions she had me try. I held on to my husband a lot. I did a lot of like bending over and lunges and just used him as support, and he was really supportive and great, and she was just, my doula was just so helpful, like suggesting the positions, helping us get into the right positions. And that was about like an hour and a half of going through the contractions, but the way I got through them is each one is short, and I just kept saying that to myself, like it's short, it's short, it's short, the pain is short, and then you get this break and you can just breathe or dance or sing or whatever. So it's like the contraction is painful, but I just breathe through it. I focused on getting that baby down, and that's what my doula kept saying to me, like each contraction, he's coming, the baby's coming. So I tried to not enjoy it in the sense that like it was this great feeling, because yes, it was painful, but I focused on it being like a positive step forward. Like each contraction, the baby's coming down, he's getting ready to be born, and I just really focused on that. And then at about, I guess 10 o'clock, we went on the birthing stool, which is just like a way to position yourself. It's more like an ancient birthing technique, and my doula recommends using it to like really trigger women into realizing it's time to push. So I was on the birthing stool for a few contractions, and after that I was like, baby's ready to go, like it's time. But still, even right then, I was like, I'm waiting for them to send me home. Like, I can't believe I'm actually delivering 38 weeks just like I wanted. I can't believe I'm actually in labor. Like, again, it was that mixture of emotions. It was so crazy. So then we got on the bed and I was ready to push, and it was unlike anything I'd ever experienced, totally unlike pushing on the epidural. It wasn't like I was like, okay, push with the contraction, then stop. It was just this all out like push. It was like, I don't know how long it lasted. I think maybe 15 or 20 minutes, but I just felt like I was pushing the whole time. Like it was just this out of body, full body experience of just like using every ounce of adrenaline and energy and strength that I had, and just like pushing that baby out. And yes, the ring of fire is painful, but my doula said to me, she like coached me through it. She's like, where you feel the pain is where you need to push. Like that's the one thing holding your back. That's why this baby's not here yet. You need to push through it and get through it. He's stirring a little bit now. So that really helped me, because I was like holding back. I like didn't want to tear and stuff, even though I did, but that's another story. So I pushed through it and he was born. So yeah, like 2.5 hours after getting to the hospital, he was here. It was incredible. And I have to just say that my recovery has been amazing. Like, even though I did have a lot of tearing, I think because I had an episiotomy the first time around, and of course I was sore and took it super, super easy the first week or so. Now I'm like 2 weeks postpartum and I feel almost entirely back to normal, which is amazing. Like, it's such a blessing. It's so incredible, and it's exactly why I wanted to do a natural delivery. No one can know like what would have happened if I had been on epidural again, but I just wanted to set myself up for the best recovery possible, because I wanted to be there to take care of my son Max, and of course I didn't want to suffer that trauma again of taking so long to recover. And I just really believe that going naturally and pushing through has really helped, and I'm just so thankful to like be able to take care of myself and my baby and my son now in a way that I just wasn't able to when Max was born. So I'm just so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for the birth experience. It was just everything I wanted, to like reclaim it for myself, to like kind of rest that trauma that had happened before and have a positive experience, and just to feel so empowered and proud of myself for doing it, because it was like such a huge challenge, like unlike anything else I can ever imagine doing. I have no desire to like climb mountains or run marathons or anything like that, but this was something I was like, I want to do this for me. Like for the rest of my life, I want to say that I was able to give birth naturally. And I did, and it was amazing. So I just hope I have encouraged any of you guys that are wanting to give it a try to go for it, because like I would just imagine in my mind, thousands, millions of women have been doing this for hundreds of thousands of years, and I just wanted to be part of that tradition and part of that powerful, like, I don't know, experience. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry it was in 2 separate parts. I'll blame the dog and the camera for that. But if you liked it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. I'll see you next time. Bye!